Hey everyone, this is Mr. Dunkel. I want to give you a quick tutorial about what you're going to be doing today. What you're going to be doing is you're going to be looking at an interactive tour of a place called Ellis Island. And Ellis Island is in New York City, very close to the Statue of Liberty. And it is a place where all of the immigrants that were coming into New York had to go through before they would be released to come into our country. And so this was the place where if you were coming from Scotland or England or Germany or Sweden or Italy or wherever, when you came over the ocean, your boat would sail into Ellis Island. Oftentimes, one of the first things that immigrants saw was the Statue of Liberty. It holds a lot of importance to them and meaning to them. And so you would come into Ellis Island, you would get off the boat, you would have to go through several inspections, health inspections, make sure that you're mentally sane and things of that nature. And once you passed all of those things, you would then be released into the city. And once you're in the city, over time, you could apply to become a U.S. citizen. So many of the people who live in America, many of us, our ancestors came through Ellis Island. And so it's a really interesting place. So what you're going to do is you're going to need to have your Word file open. So make sure you've got your Word file. If you haven't opened it, make sure you open it. Go ahead and save it to your directory. Make sure you put your name up here at the top. And you'll notice in the Word file, the questions are broken up into the different stops, like the first stop, the passage, the second stop, the arrival. Anytime that you have questions to answer and things to read, it's always best to read your questions first before you read the passage. That way you know what to look for. So I've broken it up for you so it's pretty easy. Just read, for instance, before you do the first part, read the first 5 questions. And then you're going to go into that section and look for those answers. Once you find them, come back here and type them. You'll see you also have a journal writing activity at the end, so make sure you do that as well. So going back to the website, when you get here, you'll notice it's got the building, the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You can kind of jump around. But what you need to do is just click the Start the Tour button. And that's going to take you into the first stop, the passage. And so you should be able to find your answers and what's written here in the story, but you want to keep a close eye on any extra elements that the page may have. So you'll notice here, there's a photo section. And so you might want to look at the photos. You can see what it was like, for all the immigrants coming in. There's also these Did You Know parts. So you can click on that and you can read a little bit more. Oftentimes there's going to be a question or two that may be in this section. So always look for that. So once you find all your answers and you've listed them in Word, then just click the next button and it takes you to the second stop of the process. So now it's the arrival. Notice that there's a couple more tabs here. You have an audio tab and a video tab. So there may be a question or two that requires you, for instance, to listen to the audio to answer the question. So pay attention to those things there. Again, some more Did You Knows. And you simply just follow this process until you make it all the way through, and hopefully you are approved and you're able to come to America and potentially become an American citizen. So take your time with it. This is the main thing that you're doing today. When you finish, I do have another activity for you, but this will be turned in for a grade. It'll be your first grade of the grading period. So if you don't finish, it's going to be homework. It doesn't need to be homework. I would like all of this done today. So take your time with it, and we'll see you when I get back. Have a great weekend.